Sinners and Saints. I bought this and I haven't watched it. I bought this because I actually was in New Orleans when they were shooting it, and they were doing a scene, and we were. I was there to help clean up after Hurricane Katrina with Habitat for Humanity, and one night we were going around to like bars on the in New Orleans, and they were filming a scene of this movie there, and one of the guys that we were with, uh, he was running up and went up to like one of the guys, and he's like, "Oh my God, is everything okay? Is everything okay?" He like was joking with them. He knew that they were shooting a movie because obviously you could see the lights and the cameras and everything, but it was like a car accident or something, and or a chase scene, and the cars were wrecked, and he was like, "Oh my God, does someone need medical assistance?" Like, I don't know. It was funny because we were young, but so I bought it when I saw it as a Blu-ray, and then it turned out like probably 10 years later, I worked with a guy who did the special effects in House Shark for us. He did the special effects in this movie, or at least he was part of like the special effects team. So I was like, what a small world. Like, I work on like really low budget movies, and I mean, this one's not like Hollywood level, but I mean, it's got a pretty good cast list. Sean Patrick Flannery and Costas Mandalore, Method Man, so it's got money behind it. So it's just weird to like work with somebody that has worked on something and then have a story about that movie. Like, I don't know, it's just weird. Blair Witch, I love this when it came out, and I still watch it every so often on digitally. I bought a digital copy, and I used to fall asleep to this movie every night for like a year in high school. And the reason I started doing that is because I had like this really weird experience where I had fallen asleep to it, and then at the end, she's Heather screaming, "Mike, Mike," and I like it woke me up, and it like freaked me the fuck out. Like, I don't know, nothing had given me that feeling like before. It was just really weird, like, and it woke me up out of the dream, and it felt like it was a part of the dream, and was I still dreaming? And it just really weird. But I don't know. I've always liked it. I like, like as I said before, gritty and found footage films. Insidious 3, same. Although I think they did go a little bit more back to the red demon on that one, if I remember correctly. So it's a little bit better. Actually, I haven't seen this, and I think I got this in horror pack as well. But Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't watched it, and so I guess it needs to go up on the list there. Duplicate of Don't Breathe, of course. Enemy at the Gates, I think, is probably one of the best sniper movies that I can think of. Jude Law and Voldemort's brother, Joseph Fiennes, brother Ralph, and he also was in Shakespeare in Love, which I thought was a pretty good movie. Yeah, I like this movie about Vasily Zaitsev, who's for a while there like the top killer of snipers, and I think used iron sights for a while only, and it's just basically the story of him. He was one of the top Russian snipers for a while. Cabin in the Woods. A lot of people hate this movie. I didn't find it too bad. I like the twist at the end. That it's kind of just like a summoning ritual for a god, as they are dying, and they all fill out like specific stereotype roles. So I like when movies like kind of play on that, the stereotypes of horror, and then make a horror movie about the stereotypes. Point Break. I really enjoy this movie, and I think it's down here because I have a copy up there. Even though it's really cheesy, Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze, I think this is probably one of Patrick Swayze's better movies, outside of like the. I actually really like The Outsiders with Patrick Swayze. Even though he's not like a huge character, I think that probably has a really good, well-rounded cast. I mean, it was all before they were even in their primes, like Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Ralph Macchio, and oh god, there's tons. It's a true story about a Russian sniper, and the reason he only uses iron sights is because he killed a sniper because of the glint from the scope. Yeah, yep. It is a true story, and he used to hunt wolves with his like father or something, and I think that's how he got really good at shooting from a distance. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about the silly sight stuff, but they did show in the movie where he kills a sniper because of the glint, and I think that's how he wins against the German top sniper that was sent to kill him. But yeah, I love that movie. And Point Break, I really like when they dress up as the presidents and rob banks. Like, I don't know, it's such an over the top movie. And Keanu Reeves, is always delivers, except in replicas. And then there's 4 movies, last 4 of the bottom shelf. And then I'll call it a night because this has gone on a lot longer than I thought it was. Logan. I love this movie, and it doesn't deserve to be on the bottom at all, and so I think it just got lost in the shuffle. I still haven't watched the noir version, which is basically a black and white version of Logan, but I love this movie, and I think it was a great way to end Hugh Jackman's role as Wolverine, and I think he did an amazing job with this movie, and I think everybody should watch this if they're into like comic book heroes at all. It's very dark and pretty realistic. As realistic as superheroes can go, version of what their life would be like, I think. The Last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise. A lot of people don't like this movie. I don't find it too bad. I like the battle scenes are pretty well done, I feel like. The Japanese aesthetic, I'm a big fan of, and actually I want to say this is based off of a book, and that it also kind of was used for Neo, the video game series Neo. I might be pulling that out of my ass, but it's kind of got like that similar vibe where there's like a white man from the United States or whatever, and of like European descent, comes over to Japan and trains to be a samurai. And I think the book is called Shogun. But yeah, it's not bad. It's better than I feel like people give it credit for, and I think it's mainly because of Tom Cruise that people like to hate on it. The Ninth Gate, and then we have one more. The Ninth Gate is a Johnny Depp movie, and I actually Roman Polanski is pretty much hated at this point for his life, but the movies, like, I tend to separate as much as I possibly can movies and actors from directors from like outside of the movie. Johnny Depp I think was pretty good at this. I mean, it's kind of a boring movie, but I like the aspects of like hell and religion and trying to find the secret behind the book written by this man and the devil. I forget the name, but Tolkien, I think, is the author's last name. But it's just kind of like a cult movie. It kind of gives me like Eyes Wide Shut vibes at some points, but it's not bad, and I like to watch it occasionally. But I think it gets even more bad of a rap because it's a Roman Polanski film. And this is probably my favorite movie of this entire shelf, and this should actually be in the favorite section. I don't know why it's down here again, which I've said like 10 or so times, but Rolling Thunder. And and this is what got me into loving revenge films. It stars William Devane and Tommy Lee Jones, and Tommy Lee Jones is super young in this, but basically he's a Vietnam War vet who comes back home, and he's given a golden or silver dollar for every day that he was gone, as a POW, and which comes out to like a couple $1,000, I think, which is tons of money back then. And he's given a free car, and he's welcome home, and people see him getting the money, and so they decide to rob him of his money, and they end up killing his family and putting his arm down a garbage disposal, because he zones out and thinks of himself like back in POW camp, and he won't tell the guys where the money is, and so they put his arm in the garbage disposal to get it out of him, but he still won't budge, and then his kid ends up telling the criminals where the money is, and then they end up shooting the whole family. He survives, everybody else dies, and so he goes and gets revenge. And I love the final shootout of the movie, but this really got me into like the revenge films. So the back description: when Major Charles Rain returns home to San Antonio, Texas, he is given a hero's welcome. He and his friend John Voden had endured 8 years of physical and mental torture in a POW camp. The adjustment to his old life isn't going to be easy. His wife Janet has fallen in love with another man, and his son doesn't even remember him. The publicity he receives as a returning hero and the cash he's been awarded has attracted the attention of a group of hoodlums. When the group kills Rain's wife and son and leaves him for dead, he and Voden team up to hunt them down. And another like little side trivia about it is Quentin Tarantino really likes this movie, and I think his old production company was called Rolling Thunder, based off of this movie. Might have to look that up to make sure that's true, but I'm pretty sure that's true. But yeah, this one's good, and I think this was released by Scream Factory, or Shout Factory, which is a branch of actually, Shout Factory is the distributor, and Scream Factory is like their one for horror specifics, and I have an okay collection of Shout and Scream Factory movies, but I always liked the reverse cover art of this Blu-ray. I thought it was really awesome. It's like the Japanese poster, I believe, of Rolling Thunder. So overall, that was the bottom shelf. Let me put this back in here. Which the bottom shelf is definitely the bulk of the collection, and next stream we could probably get through 2 more shelves, and then probably need 1 more stream to go through the favorites and have not seens. So yeah.